Hi, it is Holly here, your official pace car for the slow writing challenge. Here with your very first challenge, which is going to be claiming your story. And I really mean claiming it, which I'm going to explain deeply. But before I do, I just want to back up for a second because it's our very first week. And I feel like I need to reiterate that this really is the slow writing challenge. Already, I've had the experience of so many of you who are wanting a slow writing challenge and needing it. And if you're honest, really only having time in your overly busy life for this sort of little by little approach, but yet you really have no idea how to do things slow. You're trying to even rush me, your pace car. But it is not your fault. We live in a world where we take things even as things that are meant to be as slow as healing is like yoga, for instance, and we've got to turn them into power yoga. It's got to be, otherwise we're just not doing enough, right? So, I'm here to say, stop it. Slow down. That's what you have me for. My goal is nothing short of helping you write the best book or script that you've ever written in your entire life. But those kinds of stories, they take time. They need depth. They need layering. They need patience. And very few of us have all the time in the world. So it's going to take a while. Might take some of you years. Any long project like this takes a while. And if you're going to be doing a project that takes a long time, life is going to show up and it's going to try to derail you. But it's hard for it to derail you when your goals and expectations each week are manageable enough that even if you get off track, even for a couple weeks, you always feel like you can get back on track. That is what my goal is for you. So, think of this image. This is me. My husband calls me the turtle all the time. Think of the turtle pace car. I am your turtle pace car, slowly plodding along. You're not going to be the hare in this. You are the turtle. And just trust me that if it feels like, especially at the top, that we're going too slow, that there is a reason that we're doing it that way. Every week we're going to build on the other week, and once you get used to it, there's going to be times actually when you feel like we're starting to go too fast. And you're going to have to learn how to let that be okay too, to learn how to not let yourself be rushed if you're at a point where you need to not be rushed, to trust your own process, to spend more time where you feel like you need to spend it. Because that's also the first rule of creativity is you got to rebel when you need to. Creativity it's just not a linear process. It's very circular and we have to start somewhere, so we do, but that doesn't mean you can't rebel and try different things. Um, so here we go. It begins, as I said, slowly. And we're going to take all this entire first month to ease you in, get you connected with your story in just the very most macro sense of it all, because you need that time. It's a slow down to speed up type of process that I employ. And so think of this month as your awkward first dates with your story. You need some time to get to know it without too much pressure to make a commitment. Hell, you might even realize you want to date another story, but before it's all over, it's all okay during this time period. You're dancing with it. So that's what these next couple challenges are going to be about, is a slow commitment to the story that you're wanting to write over the next couple years. And so don't go on the computer with this when you're doing your weekly challenges, unless you have to because you type faster, better, or whatever. Some people need to be on the computer. But if you can avoid it, I would say think of it as that's just too official for this new relationship with your story. Get a journal, handwrite your thoughts around each monthly challenge. And you only need like a half hour each morning or evening is likely going to be enough, and you'll be right on schedule. Just trust me for now that, the reason we're writing in a journal and not on the computers, because I don't want you to get too attached to any of your words that you write down. You don't need to reread them ever again. You're going to remember, just trust that you'll remember any important discoveries that you make along the way. And if you are the type to stay super worried about whether you're going to remember everything or not, then I guess go ahead. You can employ a low-tech device like a highlighter or a note card and make sure that, whatever that one special aha was in your journal writing session is just highlighted in some way so you can find it later. Um, but the truth is, we are just so far away from writing any kind of official pages that you'd want to keep for your official script or book, that it's just not even funny. I want you to get used to writing all the time with no attachment whatsoever, other than to the discovery process. These are just, I'll reiterate it, these are not your pages. This is your research. A book or script needs way more research than many will tell you, because they don't want to scare you off for how long it might take. But I'm going to tell you because it's a fact. And to me, it's a fact that should be embraced as soon as possible, because the process, it is what it is. It takes the time that it takes. Just like you don't pick up a guitar for the first time and just haul off and write a song. You've got to pluck the strings for a good while first, and we accept that. But with writing, for some reason, we don't accept the process. I don't know why. So I'm here to just tell you that is the process. And with the slow writing challenge, we're going to spend at least a year in what I'm considering this sort of research mode, just plucking the strings, if you will. You're going to get to know, my goal is to have you get to know your story so well, and your characters and your plot and the whole thing so well, that by the time you start writing the official pages, it's like you're writing about something from memory that actually happened. So yeah, so with all that out of the way, it's the first one, so I had to give you some rules of the road. But with all that out of the way, back to your very first challenge, which is for this week, claiming your story. I want you to focus the entire week journaling about um what your story actually is. Last week it was, about finding and choosing it, and this week is about truly claiming it. What is this story in the most general, most macro sense of it all, and why is it important that you in particular write it? Like, if you're still on the fence right now, that's fine. Just claim one of your stories as an experiment, or go through with each of them and really allow yourself to think about why you need to write this story. Like, just really make a case for yourself about why you need to write it, why you need to go on this particular journey with this particular story. Then try that same experiment with the next one. And then you're going to find which one it will become obvious, if you are willing to experiment like that, which one you really want to claim. Um, so, and again, it's the most macro sense of it all. For example, I'm going to be writing a romance novel. I've never done that before. I've only written straight comedy for the most part. I think I hid behind comedy. And it's always been scripts or TV shows. So I'm loving this new challenge. At its core, this story is going to be about two childhood sweethearts whose paths collide again in their 50s and are forced to deal with the fact that their lives really don't work without each other, even though neither wants to admit this fact. And the funny thing is that I had the first thought for this story when I was 21, the age of the meddling daughter in the story, that I won't get into details, but that she causes them to run into each other again. And now I'm actually the age of the mother in the story. So one could say it's taken me 30 years to write this. I don't care. It takes a long time. But back then I saw this as a pure comedy, and now I actually see it as a love story with comedic elements. And why do I need to write it? Because at this phase of my life, I feel like actually that I could really benefit from exploring things like love and pleasure and lightness. Like, the main heroine of this story, I also, we're always similar to our characters. I also was such a workaholic and an idealist most of my life. And this main character is just like that. She's a workaholic that's never really let herself rest at all. And she's getting forced into learning this and excited to, and learn how to relax and enjoy and fall in love and be more intimate and all that stuff. So I'm excited to go on this journey with this character because, frankly, sometimes I could learn some things about what the journey this character is going to go on. So yeah, so that's it for this week. That's an example. You've got your own stories, so I want you to just think about what it is in the most broadest sense and why you need to connect with this story, why you could enjoy going on the journey with this particular story, and just ponder and write about that, ponder and write about that, and let us know how it's going, what's coming up for you. Share in the comment section so we can remain community. And for those of you that are following along that really would like to do so inside my community, where we're in the chat and we're on the daily co-writing calls together, and we do these monthly meetups, then go to the link below to sign up. First month is free, and then after that it's $14.99 per month, and you can join anytime. um if you yeah, you can join anytime. What I was going to say is, if for some of you, if you already know that you want more support than that, you feel like, no, I need some real coaching and I need the curriculum, I've got all that. So all you have to do is go to my website and look at writing programs on my website, and you will see the various options, and then just book a call with me. Get on a call. We could talk about what might be right for you. Otherwise, happy challenge this week. Good luck.